This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 325 times your entry with the new Pick 8. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, promo code GOLFSGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data-driven props and picks from Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Finally, we cannot be outdone by the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Stanley Cup starts tonight. $100 cash. Go over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup to enter. $100 gift card being given away for the contest. So go over there. Some puck is going to be down tonight, and I'm a little nervous because my P's have game one tonight. P's and 6 is my prediction. We'll leave it at that. That is the official Golf Gambling Podcast Stanley Cup prediction. Hopefully we get that right. So, without further ado, let's get into Pinehurst. Let's get into the U.S. Open. I know I need a haircut, but we have to talk about golf. We don't got time for that right now. So, this show was not going to be for the agronomy, the course preview, the breakdown. Save that for Steve. That is his special. That is his protege. But I will obviously go over a general overview, the key stats I'm looking for, the types of golfers I'm looking for, but not getting into the weeds of hole by hole data and stuff like that. Steve does a great job with that. I think it's coming tomorrow night. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a very fun show. So at a very macro and basic level, I'm looking for golfers who are, one, long off the tee. I'm not too concerned about how straight they drive it because there's a lot less penalty for wayward drives here. You can drive it off the planet and get absolutely boned, but if you're driving it that far off the planet, you shouldn't be in contention anyway. So not necessarily driving accuracy, more driving distance. And then from there, long to mid iron play, and more than anything, an elite short game. Short game will not be said enough times this week, and it's not going to be like creativity, and short game is going to be astronomical this week. You do not want to have the Victor Hovland short game. You need to have that. You need to be able to chip from grainy, tight Bermuda lies. You need to be able to have the creativity to go up and around slopes, to maybe put it off the green, maybe Kramer it from a place you're not used to. Use the ground. The golfers are so used to controlling their ball in the air on a week-to-week basis. Pinehurst, you're going to have to control your ball on the ground. A very unique test, as lengthy as you can get in America. Let's get right into it. Let's bring up the DraftKings pool. We have a few guys over $10,000, actually more than a few, more than we're used to seeing on a regular basis. So 10K Brooks Koepka, 10-1 and Bryson, 10-9 Jon Rahm, 11-5 X, 12-1 Rory, and 13 flat Scotty Scheffler. So there's going to have to be some questions. We're going to definitely talk about DFS strategy here. After watching the Memorial and after watching just the golf in 2024, I don't see a world in which Scotty Scheffler doesn't finish further than T5. I think that is his absolute floor for multiple reasons. Obviously, he's playing great golf right now, but the golf course fits into his game as well as Memorial does, maybe even better because of the short game aspect of things. I will say Scotty Scheffler's short game was not dialed as we're used to seeing it this week. I actually believe he's losing strokes around the green. But like I always say, when Scotty Scheffler is not clicking in one cylinder, he's picking it up somewhere else. So him being solid off the tee, him being not that great around the greens. Oh, let me just gain 11 strokes on approach in 3 rounds. With that being said, the short game is going to get better, and the short game is elite for Scotty Scheffler. I hear announcers all the time say, "Yeah, this Scotty Scheffler's guy has got a very underrated short game." No, he has probably one of the top 5 short game in the entire world, maybe even the best short game in the entire world. So, let's get the cannons got killed. Yeah, they did blow up. They were there, but it's not over yet. Like Siwoo can, I think it was on top 5. I don't think it's over yet because anything could happen in round 4. Round 4, you're not trying to make birdies. Everyone else can come down. Like it can switch so quick. But we're talking about U.S. Open now. U.S. Open time. So like I said, I don't see Scotty Scheffler finishing worse than a tie for fifth. So if we're putting Scotty Scheffler in our lineup, 13,000, we have $7,400 left to build with. And on a regular week, that might not be the best option. But now we have a 5K range. Now, obviously, a lot of these guys are not going to make the cut. A lot of these guys are not going to finish, not going to have good finishes. But you can build. You can build with this 5K range. Even this week, we didn't have a 5K range, but Scotty Scheffler wasn't priced all the way up. The best example of it was at the RBC Heritage. Scotty Scheffler was so expensive, and there was no 5K range. And even though he won the golf tournament, he wasn't in a lot of winning. I mean, he was in some. He wasn't in every single winning lineups. Like, you could have had a 6 of 6 without Scotty Scheffler, and even though he won the golf tournament, you won your DK pool. So the 5K pool is open. I have the 5K and 6K plays already done. I will be doing my show on that probably later tonight. So I'm not going to do that 6K deep dive entirely in this show, but we're going to get down the leaderboard when we get there. So I just wanted to show how with Scotty Scheffler in, you have plenty of room to build. So say you want one guy in this 5K range. I'm not going to name any names. I'm going to click a random one. You find a guy sub 5,300. You have plenty of room to build and plenty of upside. So Scotty Scheffler is definitely I don't want to say auto click, but an auto click for me at least. I'm definitely down with him. And then from there, what are we going to do? Rory, I'm going to say you don't want to pick Scotty Scheffler. So who are you picking? Let's do it. Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Jon Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka. One guy we're going to eliminate right now. Has no chance. Do not see him finishing inside the top 20 is Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson has had 2 great major finishes, and both of those majors I thought fit perfectly for his game. Not perfectly, but pretty solid for his game. Now, these next 2 majors with Pinehurst and the Open, I think they're the worst fits for his game, and that is because of the short game. Sure, Bryson is going to have an advantage off the tee. He has an advantage off the tee everywhere, but the short game is so unique and so different this week, and that is the only part of his game that is a question mark. And he said he's never been to Pinehurst. He's never seen a course like this, which is a real thing. This is these Europeans might have a little bit of advantage around the green. I mean, freaking Kramer won here with a horrible short game. It just fit his style of golf. So Bryson DeChambeau, I really think, is an auto cross-off. I'm not going to be playing him at all. Going to be fading him. And then from there, we got to make a decision. We have plenty of options and good options in this 10K range. So I'm going to probably, I'm probably going to play 2 of these guys in lineups across the board, but I'll give you my top 3 and or a case for everyone. So from this Rory and Xander group, this time last week, I was all the way in on Xander. I was like, Xander is floodgates are open. And if you listen to me in my Wednesday show, I pivoted from Xander to Rory. That was the wrong decision. I should have stuck with my gut and stayed with Xander because Xander's obviously in the third to last group. Xander's playing great golf. So I got to stick with my guts. Xander, the floodgates are open. The driving distance is through the moon. The iron play is great. And the short game has been absurd. I actually want to take a quick break to look what Xander's doing short game this week. I just want to see the stat because at least eye test, it looks insane. He's scrambling absurdly. He's 19th around the green and 2nd in putting. The short game has just been so good, and he's gaining off the tee. He's losing strokes on approach, which is kind of weird, but I think Xander is the second selection up here over Rory. I should have stuck with my guns this week. I kind of got burned on Rory. And then from there, it leaves us with Rahm and Koepka because I told you I'm crossing off Bryson. Although it is $900 difference, I'm going to go with Rahm. I'm going to go with Rahm, and I'm going to tell you why. For a few reasons. I think this withdrawal is really good for our ownership and for our overwhelming Jon Rahm shares. I don't want to use that. I don't know how I want to word this, but I don't think Jon Rahm's going to win the golf tournament, but I think he's an excellent DFS play. I don't think any live golfers are going to win the golf tournament. But Jon Rahm, what is he good at? He's long and he's good at everything. He's long and straight off the tee. Got an elite total driving game. Great iron player. But what was Jon Rahm known for, coming up and just being that big guy with an elite Spanish set of hands, an elite short game? And like I said at the top of the show, you're going to need that on a course like this. And Jon Rahm has that. This man can hit a flop shot with a 5-iron on a tight lie. I've seen him do it in a video. Generational short game. That's not a hot take. Everyone knows that Jon Rahm's a great chipper and creative around the green. The putting has been a mess kind of on the live circuit, and the last few months he's not looked great in the majors. But I think it's gonna show in his ownership. I don't think a lot of guys are gonna go to Jon Rahm because you really can't. If you're going to Scheffler, if you're going to one of these guys up here, you can't fit Rahm. I like him. I really do like him, and you can have a lot. You can have a lot of success with Jon Rahm this week. So let's go down to the 9K range. We will. Is my screen still pulled up? No, it's not. Okay. 9K range. We have Victor Hovland at 9.8 down to Wyndham Clark at 9 flat. This 10K range is so big, it's taking a lot out of this 9K range. So what are we going to do down here? I mean, Patrick Cantlay at 9.2, I don't know how you can go to him. I really don't. I think if this pricing was done a day later, he would have been like $8,800. So I don't know how you can go to Patrick Cantlay. Victor Hovland, he looks more and more comfortable by the round. I know today wasn't great, but he's still trending in the right direction. I like Victor Hovland from a contrarian standpoint because everyone's going to be shitting on his short game this week. Everyone was like, Valhalla's the spot, which is true and I can agree with. But he was my contrarian U.S. Open pick preseason. And I know the short game is massive and it's going to be a huge anchor holding Victor down. But I mean, as we all know, what's the way to avoid difficult short game? Don't miss greens. And he's gonna miss greens, but if he can just lead his only key to success here, success meaning like winning top 3, is leading the field in approach, and that's not out of the table. Like Victor can do that. Let's see what he's doing on approach this week. He's currently, I mean, that round was bad today. He shot 5 over today, but let's see what he's doing on approach. He's 3rd off the tee, 13th on approach, and the short game is bad. Like that's Victor Hovland. I know that is Victor Hovland. So I hope this bad round takes some ownership out of Victor Hovland too, because I like him. And then from there, Ludwig. No, I don't love any of this range. I'm gonna say it. I don't love the rest of this range. There's a lot of nuance, and Ludwig is a great golfer, but he hasn't had he's not seasoned enough in these tricky around the green conditions. So that's my key off Ludwig. Colin playing great golf. The only fault you can say about Colin is the driving distance, but he's played great on long courses before. That is truly the only fault you can say about Colin, and maybe you can say this recent around the green run is a little bit fluky. That's all. I can't really say any more bad things about Colin, but I have to make decisions. And then from there, Patrick Cantlay and Wyndham Clark. This is one of the best golf courses for Wyndham Clark we've seen all season. I don't think he's going to defend his U.S. Open title, but I think he will play well. That's all I'm saying. But I don't want to sprinkle a ton of Wyndham Clarks. I like some other guys better, probably in this 8K range too. But the irons have been not great since his injury in Houston when he talked about. So from this 8K range, my guy is probably Victor Hovland. I know he's at the top. 9K range, 8K range. JT at 8.9 down to Hideki at 8 flat. Definitely a solid range. So Justin Thomas, ball striking display. He kind of duped us again at the Memorial. He's 6 over par right now, and he is losing strokes ball striking. He's not driving it well at all. But this is his first bad ball striking week in some time. Cam Smith. This is a true test of course fit versus recent form, because there's not many better course fits for Cam Smith than Pinehurst number 2, truthfully. But I will say, and this is probably important because I don't know how much Cam Smith you're watching. I watch 90% of live. I watch a ton of it. I try to watch as much golf as possible. I want to be the most informed I could possibly be. So Cam Smith is so unserious with the ball striking right now. It's like kind of a joke. He off the planet with everything. With the driver, the irons are not consistent. But I will say, this course should fit his eye. It's a little bit wider off the tee. If that's the trigger he needs, that's a trigger he needs. So it's such a decision that it's only Saturday. We have a few days to think. Their form is bad. If you see live strokes gains, they're actually fake. They don't make any sense. Look at Cam Smith's strokes gained from both the Masters and the PGA Championship. Horrific ball striking, good short game, that like usual. And if you have time, go look at Cam Smith's back 9 on Sunday at Augusta. It is one of the greatest up and down chipping displays I've ever seen in my golf watching life. But that's Cam Smith. But what I'm saying is Cam Smith, the ball striking's bad, but he can just make a zillion 20-foot putts. So I'm so up and down with him this week. I don't have like a take on it yet, but I'll get there. It's truly course fit versus recent form. You got to ask yourselves questions. Max Homa 8-6. He's showing good signs at Memorial. I bet him this week. Never had a chance, but he's showing good signs. And this golf course asks similar questions to Open Championships. And Max Homa had his best major finish in the Open Championship last year. That I like him there. Will Zalatoris 8-3. I love what we're seeing from the short game with Will Zalatoris, and I love how the golf course sets up visually for him off the tee. Sometimes when it's tight corridors, he gets a little bit wonky off the tee. This should be a little bit more open, leaning him to just freely bomb the driver and then lean into that really awesome iron play, which he's had going for him of late. And then if he could, you get Willie Z on firm greens and fast greens, he does his best work. So I'm definitely down for some Willie Z at 8-3. And then from there, I'm flying to Pinehurst tomorrow morning. So I'm excited to get eyes on Hideki. I need to see how Hideki's playing because what did I say at Valhalla? He did not hit any practice shots for 2 days when I saw him. I'm going to see him because he's playing okay. Like he's posting results, but he's not like the numbers aren't insane. So I want to see how he's playing, how he looks before we go into him. So 8K range, I would say right now it's Max Homa. Right now it's Will Zalatoris. Cam Smith is going to be a question mark, which I just did the bid on. So 7K range. Before we get to the 7K range, got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Pick 8 is now live for the NBA Finals. Create entries with up to 8 picks. Underdog will automatically double flex entries so you can miss up to 2 picks and still cash. With more picks to make, you have extra ways to cash. The excitement is higher than ever. You can win up to 325 times your entry. Use specials and boost on all fixed entries. Pick 8. Follow me on Twitter. I will be giving out the underdog picks for golf. They're there. They're there also at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. So promo code GOLF SGPN gets you your first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, promo code GOLF SGPN. And then finally, Rhythm. If you plan on betting on the US Open, download Rhythm. Rhythm's golf features make it easier than ever to find the best betting opportunities for the US Open, letting users create custom betting models, instantly see recommendations for outrights, top 5s, top 10s, and top 20s. Rhythm presents these bet recs in a menu-like format, making it easy to see what your models agree with, helping you feel confident in your decisions. Also features an AI caddy, which gives bettors a chance to see every single golfer in the field, simulated win percentages and performance percentages, thanks to Rhythm's powerful AI algorithm, and you can find huge plus money betting opportunities for every tournament. Ultimate golf betting and DFS companion. Download now and start a 7-day free trial for the US Open. Claim your free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Okay, 7K range. Assuming this is going to be a pretty big range, Jordan Spieth 7-9 down to Justin Rose. Not the biggest range. Usually the 7K ranges are bigger, but we have a 5K range. So let's do Jordan Spieth. Get back up here. Jordan Spieth, what do we got going on? So what we have going on with Jordan Spieth is a generational off-the-tee performance, and I'm not sure how or why Jordan started driving the ball so well. And I will say that will play around Pinehurst. His path for success here is that if green and regulation percentages are so low, he has the short game. Obviously, it's Jordan Spieth. He has the creativity. He does it in Opens. He does it in Augusta. That is his only path. And at 7-9, you know the ceiling you're getting with Jordan Spieth. I don't hate it at all. Hopefully, everyone hates him and goes somewhere else. Next name I really like is Sahith Theegala. I'm hoping he's not chalky because he very well might be. I saw people betting him at like 100-1 when he was in the third round of the PGA Championship. So hoping he's not Giga Chalk, but the golf course makes so much sense. He's putting on a tee to green display this season. Off the missed cut, he bounced back in a major way, hitting the ball so well. Let me tell you these Sahith strokes gained numbers from Memorial right now. He's 5th off the tee. He's 7th on approach. He's 6th around the green. Where does that rank tee to green? Hold on. Can I pull these up fast enough? Bear with me real quick. I want to see where Sahith ranks tee to green around Memorial because The putter is absolutely holding him back. He's putting horrifically. Let's see. Okay, I think I have it. T2 green. Okay, he's actually not. Scotty Scheffler's first, even though he's losing around the green. He's just doing it all with approach. It's crazy, but Sahith's gaining 9 strokes tee to green, losing 3 putting, has him at T7. Bad beat. I said it's a bad beat. Sahith probably should have won this week. So Jordan, I don't hate. Sahith, I don't hate. And then from there, probably my favorite play in this range is Minwoo Lee. Minwoo Lee at 7-3 being priced above Corey Connors and above Sam Burns and above Ben On, who's been so overpriced recently, tells me that DraftKings is sharp. Tells me that DraftKings knows what the hell they're doing. Because where do you want Minwoo Lee? A golf course where you need to drive the hell out of the ball, drive the ball long, and need to have an elite short game. Those are the 2 things that Minwoo Lee does well. Let's do it. $7,300, Minwoo Lee, one of my favorite plays in this 7K range. Sam Burns also. Bermuda, he's been flashing with the ball striking. He's never done it in a big boy event, but I'm going out on a limb. I do think this is going to be Sam Burns' best major finish this season. I mean, that's not our very high ceiling or high praise because he's been shit in the majors, but I'm going to say that Sam Burns has his best major finish. The form coming in is solid enough, and we're on Bermuda. We don't get too many Bermuda majors, so I'm definitely down with some Burnsy at 7-2. I don't love the path for Corey Connors. I can see a path for Jason Day at 7-4. Just do it all short game. He finished runner-up at the Open, doing it all short game. So definitely down for that. So my favorite plays in the 7K range are, I don't mind Jordan at 7-9, Sahith 7-6, Minwoo 7-3 for sure. All right. I'm not going to go crazy into the 6K range because I got the 6K show coming, but I'll give you a few names that I have an eye on in the 6K range and then in the 5K range as well. I'll give you 4 names, two at the 6K, 2 at the 5K, but the show is coming probably in the next 10 minutes. So I have them all lined up. But if you're here just watching this show, 2 plays I like in the 6K range. $6,900, Brian Harman. This is his first solid start in a while, and he has an elite short game. He's obviously going to be playing from further back, but his irons will look better, and he has that short game. He's not going to be driving the hell out of the ball. Also, $6,200, probably one of my favorite plays in this $6,200 range. Mackenzie Hughes. Where I want Mackenzie Hughes is when it's long irons and around the green is important, and driving accuracy is not crazy important. That's Pinehurst, and that's Mackenzie Hughes. He's done it in the U.S. Open before, so I'm definitely down for him there. So those are the 6K plays, 2 of them. I got more. I'll give you 1 5K play because I only have 3 that I actually like. Actually, I like 4. I'll give you 1. I'll give you a deep cut. I'll give you a deep cut right now. $5,700, Matteo Manassero. He's made 4 straight cuts on the DP World Tour and ranks 3rd in strokes gained around the green. Just connecting dots. He's playing good golf and their top 20 finishes, and he's an elite around the green player. That's kind of what I've been drilling this whole time. $5,700. Why not? So stay tuned for all the content this week. I will be at Pinehurst all week. So DM me with questions. DM me with guys you want me to look at. Follow me on Twitter at Matt_Gannon_. Yeah, I'm trying to be great. I appreciate you guys for helping me achieve my goals and watching me talk about golf. So that's this DFS show, 6K show coming up very shortly. I'll catch you guys then. Peace out.